Hey guys, so it's Winnie here and I'm really excited that I can finally do this video, and that's because through my PhD journey I have gotten questions on how did I apply for my PhD in the US, and so I just decided finally to do this video and just break down for you what the application process is like, and hopefully through this video, for those who are interested, then they can begin the application process. So I'm just going to get right into it. So in my opinion, I think while you're thinking about doing your PhD, the first thing that you want to keep in mind is what is going to be your research topic. So you want to first identify your areas of research interest. And that's because I believe once you know what your research interest areas are, then the next thing would be identifying universities or schools in the US that are offering that particular PhD program. And there are so many universities in the US, so you're likely to get a number of universities that are offering a PhD program in that area of interest. So you want to narrow down to about 6 or 7 universities, because another aspect that you have to know is that there's an application fee that is involved in this application process. So the application could be expensive, and therefore you want to narrow down to universities that you believe you're qualified for and you have all that it takes to be accepted to that PhD program. So about 6 universities should be right. Then now, once you identify this university, and just to give you a tip, something that I would have loved to know before while applying for my PhD would be also start looking for professors who are actually doing that particular research and start reading their research. Once you start reading their research, you can begin contacting these professors and just showing them that you've been reading through their research and you're interested in that particular research program, and asking them or inquiring from them if they have a research assistantship position. So if you're thinking about a scholarship, if you're thinking about assistantship, because education in the US is quite expensive, so probably self-sponsoring yourself could be quite expensive, so you want to go for a research assistantship. And maybe I could do another video to just explain in more details what the PhD program is all about and what this research assistantship is about. So, and now going to the actual application. So in the actual application, there are basic requirements. There are requirements that you will be needed to send in during the application process. And this requirement include, you will need your resume or your CV. So in your resume is where you have a summary of your qualifications and your education background. Then the other document is you will need your transcript. At least you will need a transcript for 1 academic year. This could be your final academic year or either of your academic years, and this could be an official document if you haven't graduated yet. And once you've graduated, then the university will request you to send in the official documents to the university in which you've been accepted for your PhD program. And this will be required to be sent directly from the university where you did your undergraduate program from. Then the other document is 3 letters of recommendation, and this could vary. Certain university probably will need 2 letters of recommendation, so you have to confirm what are the requirements for that particular university. So, and these 3 letters of recommendation, I would advise for you to get them from professionals and not your friends. So get people who are doing well in particular, who are professionals. Let me just put it as simple as who are professionals. For example, if you're currently in your undergraduate program, you could request your professors to write for you these recommendation letters, or the chairperson for your department or the dean for that particular school. Then if you're in the industry, you're already working, then you probably want your manager to write this letter for you, because this will play a big role in convincing the selection committee that you're the right candidate for their program. Then another document that you will need is the statement of purpose. And in my opinion, I think this is one of the most important document in the application process, because this document is where you write about yourself. Basically, you write about yourself and why you're really interested in doing your PhD in that interest area. Here is where you really express yourself, and you want to do that in the best possible way. You want to really convince these people that you are really qualified and you're really interested in pursuing your PhD in that particular program. So this document is something that you have to be serious about, and write it in the best way that you can. Describe yourself in the best way, and hopefully then you're able to convince the committee that you could be the right person for their program. Then so away from documents, then you will need your scores, your examination scores, and these are GRE, and what GRE is known as the graduate record examination. And then the other scores that you'll likely be needed, you'll be required to send in, is the TOEFL scores. This is the test that tests your English proficiency, especially if you're from non-native English speaking country. So in the case of GRE, they're normally examination centers in different countries. So this you can probably find online, what are the examination centers. And in the case of the GRE, you will be tested in 3 areas, and that is analytical writing, then you have quantitative reasoning, and you have verbal reasoning. So this is where you may Google your friend and just look into what all these fields are all about. And also I'll probably do another video to just also just describe, give more description on these examinations. Then in the case of TOEFL, here is where you're tested on your English proficiency, as I mentioned earlier. And in this case, you're tested on your listening skills, your reading skills, your speaking skills, and skills. So this is something that you have to keep in mind, that you will be required to send this course in. And just something to mention is that you don't necessarily have to have done these examinations while you're doing your application. You can have them pending, and once you've done your examination, then you send this course directly to the school. Then and that's it. So once you have this course and you have all your documents ready, then you can begin the application process and just send in an online application. In some cases, they have paper-based, but in most situations, they want you to send in an online application. So, and yeah, once you send in your online application, you just wait. But I just want to mention that as you're waiting to hear from the university, you want to begin contacting the professors at this point. Contact the professor, asking them if they have funding to fund you for as a research assistant, and just express how interested you are in that particular program. And hopefully, if a professor does have funding and they require a student, then they are likely to contact you. And here is where you don't give up. If you really want to do your PhD, you want to just keep sending them email, because sometimes you will send them email and they will not get back to you. So just don't give up. Send it and send it once again. Just give them maybe 2 weeks timeline or 1 month timeline, and send that email again, just expressing how interested you are in or whatever research they are doing. So yeah, and that's it. I hope through this video you're going to start your application, and if you know anyone who is interested in doing their PhD, then you can recommend this video unto them. And yeah, and like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. See you. Bye.